7, Commander Wall Mint here. I'm one of the BGS operatives at AXI. As there has been some talk recently about us crossing the bridge, I've put together this video to hopefully explain precisely what that means. And to help us visualize the expansion route, I've created an application which recreates a populated galaxy in Elite Dangerous using data from EDSM. So I'll load this up now. And what this application does is it takes a nightly dump from EDSM of the populated systems, recreates that in a 3D environment which you can navigate and plan your possible expansion routes. So in here I'm going to explain to you what the bridge is. Essentially it's just a small set of systems that bridge the gap between the bubble and the Pleiades sector, and anybody wishing to either go from the Pleiades to the bubble or vice versa from the bubble to the Pleiades has to go via these systems. They're the only possible route. Now, as we can see, we've actually got the bridge in front of us right now. It's hard to see in the background of the mess of stars, so I've created some lines here which show you exactly where the route goes and the various stops along the way. As you can see here in all the blue bubbles, these are all the systems that we're currently present in within the Pleiades and all the populated systems. And this here, D157, this is the first port of call for the bridge. It's the first place you land, which you can see we've already landed here, and we're currently in an expansion phase there. So from D157 we want to expand into the next system along, which is HIP 17044. And when you expand in Elite Dangerous, you trigger an expansion from a system by getting your influence high enough, and the first time you do so is a single expansion, and that's 20 light years from the system on each of the axes, the X, Y and Z, and that gives you a 40 by 40 by 40 light year cube that you can expand into. Any systems that fall within that cube, that's your possible locations you can end up in after the expansion. If that fails, you trigger the expansion again, and it starts what's known as a double expansion, which doubles the size of the area that you can fall into. So 40 light years, which is an 80 by 80 light year cube. Now, to help visualize that, this application can actually create a cube in 3D space for you, like so. So as we can see, from D157 on a single expansion, pull this sidebar up, it shows us what type of expansion mode we're in. There's only two places you can hit from this system: C2 to 5, which we're already in, and HIP 17044. Now, even a double expansion from this system, again, the cube enlarges to show us the area. The only possible system you can go into is HIP 17044. So once we expand from 157, we should land in 17044, and then from there, unfortunately, a single expansion, the only place that will take you to is HIP 16813, which is a dead end. If you look from this system, then there, even on a double expansion, there's no Roshan go. That's a dead end from there, unfortunately. So the plan is hopefully to trigger an expansion somewhere else and trigger a double expansion here, giving us a chance to go from HIP into D262, which is, as you can see, all the way up here and is right on the edge of the possible expansion area from HIP. Once we hit D262, again, if you look, the single expansion gives us 0 options, so that's going to have to be another double expansion, which will take us up to 42 MPerse. And from here, fortunately, it's only a single expansion to B22. From B22, again, single expansion won't get us anywhere because we'll already be in that system, so it'll have to be another double expansion to B4 here. Once we hit this system, again, it's another double expansion, unfortunately, which gives the choice of a few different systems. We're hoping to land in HIP 17655, and we can sort of manipulate that a bit and try and make sure that is where it puts us. when we expand, and then from there you're in the bubble essentially. You can expand to many systems from here and then make our way over in this direction towards where our final destination will be. But if it was a double expansion from that place, well, you've got lots of choices, as you can see. So if you were coming from the bubble to the Pleiades, if you can get into one of these systems with a lot of work, you could perhaps trigger a double expansion to get you into HIP, and then again a lot of work for another double expansion into B4, which would mean bolstering security in a lot of systems to land there, but it is doable, although very difficult. And then from there, obviously, you just make the reverse of the route all the way back, and then once you get to 157, you'd be able to expand into C25, and then from there you've got a lot of choices within the Pleiades that you can expand into. And there we are. That is the Pleiades to Bubble Bridge, or Bubble to Pleiades Bridge, whichever way you like to look at it. And that will get you from one area to the other. Hope that explained it all for people. 07, and I'll see you in the black.